OH Report founder Brian Skowronski with you, and we've got a great game on the way. Stick around because the pregame is coming up right after this.
Our number one receiver coming from the Shelby Whippets, Isaiah Ramsey.
He's caught our attention over here, and we're certainly going to keep an eye on the Willard Flashes.
We will see you next week on the Stat Leaders, brought to you by Spitzer of Mansfield.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects. Check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Coney Island Diner pregame for one of the best rivalries that we have in all of North Central Ohio. It's Mansfield Senior and Lexington getting ready to kick off Week 6. Alongside Effie James, my name is Brian Skowronski, and a great rivalry here, F. A lot at stake, of course, for both of these teams. Lexington actually sitting on top of the OCC. Tigers the game back.
Games where they came in Arlin Field and just didn't play well. So Coach Bradley and his staff have to be ready to play tonight. Paper, yeah, the Minutemen may be a little bit overmatched, but in reality, so were they last week against Worcester, and that didn't help at all. So I think it's going to be a competitive ball game, and both teams have got something to prove here if they want to take control of them.
Yeah, he talked about that game against Worcester last week. How about 22 points scored in the fourth quarter by the Minutemen? That coming off of a win over Mount Vernon. 3 straight losses before that for Lexington, and they definitely needed some heroics at the end of the game. And their quarterback, A.J. Young, the senior, he'll give you some opportunities if you're the defense, but he's also a really versatile threat. He can run, he can throw, and according to the Tiger coaching staff, you were telling me, probably their best athlete.
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to Coach Bradley. He thinks A.J. He, like you said, he'll do a little hoops with the football at times, but he is a great athlete. He makes plays for he has a strong enough arm to get it downfield to try to make plays, and exactly what they done against the defense last week.
Lexington's going to get the ball first for the Tigers here tonight. Effie, coming off of a big win over New Philadelphia, where they also needed some heroics at the end of the game. I'm told your headset's not working real good. We're going to try to share here if this is possible. Let's see if we can make this work. But yeah, before that, coming off of a couple of losses, so that was a really big win for them.
Well, yeah, for them it was important for them to get the win. I wouldn't say it was a must win, but after 2 back-to-back losses, the way they did between the Massillon game and the West Holmes, they had to get right, and that was a get right game for them, and I'm sure they'll take it, even though it was an ugly win by all accounts.
So Mansfield Senior is going to kick it off here tonight. It's homecoming night for the Tigers. Big opportunity for them on their home surface to get a huge win over Lexington, a team, of course, that's arguably the biggest rival of Mansfield. And here we go. Deep kick taken out to about the 30-yard line. And actually, there's a rip. There's a fumble, and the Tigers going to take it in for a touchdown. That is the call here, Effie. What?
It's a fumble. He stripped it right out of his hands and took it in for the touchdown. Aaron Thornton just muscled the ball out of the hands of the ball carrier for Lexington and runs it in for a score. That was just a muscle play. I want it more than you.
Tiger coaching staff obviously pretty geeked about that. Excellent start here for Mansfield Senior. You can't ask for anything better than that. As they're looking to go on top 7-zip, just 12 seconds here into the contest.
Well, the Tiger kickoff team held up the ball carrier there just enough time for Aaron Thornton to jump in there, grab the football, and take it away from the runner. That is textbook how you teach turning the team over. That is a huge, huge play for the Tigers here early.
We'll step aside. Quick timeout. We'll be right back here at Arlin Field. Fireworks popping off already.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
What a start for Mansfield Senior here at home. Homecoming night, and right in front of the student section, how about a snatch and score to get on the board? Aaron Thornton, the senior, coming through with a huge play. 32-yard fumble recovery to the zone. Putt tacked on the PAT. And so the Tigers now looking to kick it off again, just like they did 12 seconds ago. Squib kick taken at the 30, and a decent return here by Connor Neuschenwander, who took a big pop. Take a look at the starting offense tonight for Lexington. Young leading them at quarterback. Newman, explosive running back. Got some nice wide receivers as well, 4 of them to be exact. Then a pretty decent front 5 that have been getting a lot better as the season has progressed. Going to get an official whistle, blowing things dead here momentarily. So first down for Lex, and looks like Mansfield Senior might have jumped early. Penalties have been a bit of a problem for the Tigers so far this year. And that'll be 5 yards and make this a little bit easier on Lex. So 1st and 5 now for Young and company. And yet another flag, and this one's going to go against Mansfield as well. So it's going to be a first down here for Lex, moving the chains without even having to snap the football. So here we go now, fresh set for the Minutemen. And they're going to go play action here. Young to the edge. He's got a man. And it's going to be another Lexington first down on the connection that time with Cooper Dreadless.
And that's A.J. Young's game. He is going to be a rolling type of pass. They're going to move the pocket. He's always going to have a run pass option.
This time on first down, Newman running hard. Going to be caught from behind by Lala Owens. Might have even lost a half yard there.
That's a great job by Lala Owens down from the backside. He was blocked in the beginning, but shed his block. He was able to run the play down from the backside.
Second down. The first time Lexington has faced a second down here. And they'll keep it in the hands of Newman straight ahead. And gang tackle right about the 35-yard line. So 3rd down and long coming up for the Tigers defense.
And I like the game plan here by the Minutemen early. They're showing some power running inside. They've had the Tiger defense running from side to side. They've shown them a little bit of everything here in this first drive.
So a key play here early for both parties. Tigers coming up, of course, with the huge fumble return for the touchdown. As Young has to shake, try to get to the outside, but he's going to get dropped on the play by Bradley. Huge sack, and the Tigers defense comes through.
And that's a great play by Mekhi Bradley, who again got away from the block. And A.J. Young is not hard. He's not easy to tackle in space, and Mekhi Bradley just makes a great play on 3rd down and forces the punt for the Lexington Minutemen.
Young back to punt here for Lex. Keontae Bradley back deep. Actually, it's Dismuke. This is going to be a great-looking punt, angle toward the sideline and down at the 6 by Lexington. So we'll get our first look at the Tigers' already with 7 points on the board.
That is great execution by punter A.J. Young. Put it right there in that corner, right just outside the 5-yard line, and backs up the Tiger offense.
First look here at Duke Reese in the offense. Junior signal caller. A pretty solid campaign so far. First time as a full-time starter. Plenty of weapons to work with, and a solid offensive line up front, too, F.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to find his identity as a quarterback. They've run him a little bit. They've had some drop back. He's had some success dropping back, but he's still trying to find his identity as this Tiger signal caller.
Here's Duke on first down, trying to catch the edge. No space out there. Second and long coming up for TY.
And again, I think that snap was off to the side, and it just threw off all the timing on that play. And great pursuit by the Minuteman defense. Just a short gain of 1.
Second and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Big hole for Zion Brown as he bursts through the middle out near the 15. And he's got just about enough for a first.
You know, and this is a big key for Lexington. They're going to have to be able to hold up in the trenches and maintain the Tiger run game.
So that's going to be a Mechanics Bank first down for the Tigers. As here's Duke from the gun, looking long all the way. Amaar, the star, with a step. But it's a step too far with the toss.
Amaar had a step on his defender there, and Duke Reese put it just outside the hash mark, and Amaar looked like he was running more of a post route, and just a short misconnection there between the quarterback and his receiver. But as you said, Amaar had a step, and it would have been an easy touchdown if he can make that play.
Brown on the carry. Didn't get too far, so third down on the way here for Mansfield. And this is a big spot here, I think, for the Lexington defense to try to come through.
You know, both the Lexington defense and also for the Tiger offense, they have not played well on third down in the first half of this season. Their third down completion percentage has been pretty low, so they're looking to execute here on third down, pick up this first down if they can.
Play action, lot of pressure. They try to set up the screen, and it's blown up. So the road team does their job here on D.
It's a great defensive stand that time by Lexington. They came in great, and it started with the punt from A.J. Young, pinning the Tiger offense inside the 10, and the defense stepped up and made plays and going to be able to get off the field here.
Saw it all there on the Old Mill Lake Company replay. Tigers have definitely had some interesting punts this year, and now they've got Kai Bradley in. Really short snap. Nobody back to return the punt, and it's going to definitely take a Tiger-friendly hop all the way inside the 30. Interesting.
Well, that's one strategy. You know, the Tigers have had some trouble with their punting game, and instead of doing it traditional way, they shorten it up, a short snap and a quick punt. Nobody's back. They get a good roll, and the Minutemen are going to have the ball just outside the 25. So this is going to be important, Brian, for the Lexington offense to try to get something going. We saw them pick up a couple first downs in that first drive, so it's going to be important for them to try to get something established here on this drive.
They'll run it with Newman. Flag flies as he was almost able to reverse all the way back across the field. But I think there's going to be holding anyways.
One thing about the Tiger defense, they are going to fly to the football. So anytime you're trying to run the ball to the perimeter or trying to get downhill, they are going to be after that football. And that's one of the things that they have done well this year. And when teams have had success, they've been doing it with counter action, things that go start one way and flow the other. But if you're just going to try straight to the perimeter, that plays right into this defense's hands. They're so fast and athletic.
So Lex backs up to their own 14. Tigers look like they're going to bring some heat. They will from the outside. Young on the roll. And he's got the connection. Going up high for the catch. Cam Crago.
It's a nice pickup there on first down. Even though they're behind the sticks, you get an easy completion for the quarterback, A.J. Young. 5-yard pickup, and they get out of bounds to make it second down. But the Tigers will give up that and rally and make the tackle like they did, still leaving second and long here for Lexington.
Young looking for it all here, and that's going to be well overthrown. A flag comes in. Bradley with some tight coverage, and I believe that's going to go down as a pass interference.
I assume they're going to call pass interference, but I know I don't think there's an uncatchable rule in high school, but there's no way he's going to catch that football. But nonetheless, that time Bradley just reached out and grabbed it. They were running the route and Bradley just grabbed him, and that's what drew the flag. I think they'll let a little bit of contact go, but he just grabbed him and hugged him in the middle of the route, and that's what drew the flag here.
So a bit of a head-scratching play there by Keontes, because you're right, definitely that football's nowhere near the intended target. So it's going to make it a much more manageable pickup here on second down. Newman gets submarined, and he'll still need a couple. So third down coming up for Lex.
For Lexington, right now they're going to have to mix it up just the way they did. They're going to take their shots downfield. They're going to test this Tiger secondary, and the games that we've seen, the secondary has had the responsible and struggled. So the Minutemen have some weapons outside. Fogel's a guy who they can throw up jump balls and see if they can't get the catch, possibly draw a PI like they did last play.
Braden Fogel, just a freshman, but 6'4", 200 pounds. They'll pound the rock straight ahead. And it's right at the line to gain. Looks like they're going to move the sticks. Well, it looked like one official said fourth down, the other said first, and they're going to move those chains, man.
It's a close call, but again, that's what Lexington wanted. They need to get a first down here and establish themselves offensively. They have run the ball effectively, not for long games, but just enough to keep the Tiger defense honest. And I believe they're gonna start trying the secondary to see if they can get some things happening downfield.
Young scrambles near side, pressure coming down, and he just dumps it off. Maybe about 3 yards on the play. And it's Crago with another catch.
Yeah, it's the ability of A.J. Young to get outside the pocket and always a threat to run. So the defense has to play him honest. And it opened up an open receiver there for a short game. But again, it's a completion, it's positive yards, and that's what you're looking for here for this Lexington offense.
Tiger's going to bring some pressure. Young steps back, throws it downfield, and it's going to be bobbled and dropped by Crago. Boy, that was at least going to be an explosive play, if not go for 6.
Cam Crago got right behind the secondary. And again, A.J. Young with his vision downfield. And again, I thought some of the Tigers' eyes are on him because they think he may run. And that opens up things downfield. And Cam Crago wide open and just bobbles that ball. And I know he wants that one back because that is a potential big play for the Minutemen. But as it stands, it's 3rd and long.
Again, the Tiger defense shows some heat. It comes, and this one ends with a drop. Again, big pop on the play by Isaiah Darson.
That time, really good coverage by the Tiger secondary. Isaiah Darson right there as the ball got there. He made contact, knocked the ball loose, forces the 4th down and the Minuteman punt.
Chief, Mansfield senior, number 14, Nate Disbrook.
Dismuke back to receive. Young, the punter for Lex, standing at his own 27. And it's a high punt. Didn't get a lot behind it. We'll take a Minuteman hop. And out of bounds around the 34. Second offensive drive for the Tigers. We'll begin with 4:20 to go here in the opening frame. If you're just joining us, the opening kickoff of the night resulted in a touchdown for Mansfield. Thornton with a 32-yard fumble return to the crib. Came just 12 seconds in. Since then, not a ton of offense. I think more penalty yardage than actually guys moving the football.
Total right now between both teams, 22 total by between both teams. So defenses are playing well for both teams. And right now, both offenses just trying to find, get some identity and get a sustained drive for the Tigers is what they're looking for right here.
It's going to be Reese all the way calling his own number. Second time we've seen them try that, and about the same result. Hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
The thing about the quarterback is it technically gives you an extra blocker, so you should be able to outnumber the defensive linemen and linebackers up front. But that time, the Lexington front just had a great push at the point of attack, and Reese had nowhere to go.
Direct snap to Davis. And look at the speed. Amaar, the star, catches the edge and swung down at about the 25-yard line. Huge gain of about 40 yards.
Well, that's the difference when you have your quarterback running the quarterback run, and then you bring in Amaar Davis to run the quarterback run because they run the same exact play both times, but Amaar Davis finds the gap and just explodes through that hole for a big play.
It's another Mechanics Bank first down. Tigers just outside the red zone now. And a late flag came in, but the officials just picked it up.
Mansfield senior has the ball. Stand 10. Lexington, mini 5-yard line.
It looks like we're going to get an official discussion. I think everybody was upset about the flag being picked up. Nobody had an inkling of who it was against or why. So back to action for the Tigers from the 25. 2 carries, 41 yards now for Davis. Empty set here. Reese from the gun, 3 wide receiver. Oh, actually, it's Davis again from the Wildcat. Able to spin his way out of trouble, and he's got the speed. Flag flies as Davis lowers his shoulder, and inside the 20 would be a 7-yard pickup, but a whole lot of laundry out on the field.
Looks like it could have been a block in the back here as Amaar Davis started to scramble. One of the Tiger linemen peeled back and got a block in the backfield. So this could set the Tiger offense back with even more penalty yards here.
Looked like it might have been Amon Thomas who was called for the block in the back. Pretty close. Looked like he clipped the shoulder. But a Minuteman is down on the play. Injured player was Aiden Nickel, 260-pound junior, who's up and being helped off at least.
That makes the 4th penalty for 20 yards in penalties.
And that's definitely been something that they've struggled with so far this season, is just hurting themselves. This is my 4th time actually to get to see him in person so far through 6 weeks. And every game, there's been at least 5 penalties, and a lot of them killers.
And this is an offense that, cannot afford to get this far behind the sticks with 1st and extremely long as they're trying to put together a drive. And another stoppage of play here. Looks like we have a timeout.
While the Tigers take a timeout, we'll take one ourselves. We'll be right back. 2:58 to go here in the opening quarter.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
So after the timeout, Tigers going through the sky, and it's going to be knocked down. Dismuked the intended target, but better defense on the play by Carter Newman.
Pass just a little bit behind Dismuked that time, and Carter Newman makes a great play, reaching ahead and knocking that ball away. But the Tigers try to find some space over the middle here against this man-to-man coverage of the Minutemen, but a great defensive play that time by Carter Newman.
So it's going to make it 2nd down 33 here for Mansfield. Reese flush near side, and he puts it up, and this one's going to fall short at the feet of Lala Owens.
That's a Minutemen playing almost strictly man-to-man. That time switched up and went to a zone look, which I think kind of confused the quarterback, and the last minute had nowhere to go, just threw it away to avoid the sack. So that brings up 3rd and extremely long here for the Tigers, and the Lexington defense right now has a chance to get off the field here near midfield.
Yeah, you see one more look there on the Old Mill Lake Company replay. Just a little short with that pass from Reese. Another stoppage of clock, and now Lexington wants to burn a timeout on a 3rd and 33, F.
I think it was that might have been a matchup. Anytime you call a timeout like that is when there's a matchup on the field that you just don't like. And I think they had a matchup out there trying to play man-to-man. It's a matchup that did not like. I think they take a big play. So maybe they'll come out with a different look here.
To the concession stand, Giannino's gift card. Thank you to Roger Nelson at Giannino's.
You know, a guy we haven't seen much of here so far, Effie. Ricky Mills, somebody who last week reemerged as the leading rusher on the team, got into the end zone a couple of times, and we've seen him throughout the season have big performances. But he's had a couple of games, too, where he's just not used on offense.
Well, and I think part of that is the emergence of Zion Brown has been the featured back. He's played well. They're doing more of as we've seen, the Wildcat, and even now we're looking at an empty set with quarterback and 5 wides.
Reese, time over the middle, intended for Dismuke, and broken up on the play. Excellent defense in coverage again by the Minutemen.
That was just a simple empty set and an all-go route, and Reese trying to find the best matchup, and that time trying to find Dismuke, and good coverage that time by the Minutemen secondary.
2:38 to go here in the first quarter. And the Tigers again are coming out in only about 6-yard deep Makai Bradley. And he's going to punt it. Pretty decent strike, too. And after a fair catch call by Carter Newman, it looked like it was lost.
Newman is brought down at 50-yard line.
But he was able to recollect it.
Carter Newman essentially muffed that punt and was able to fall on it and regain control right before the Tiger coverage team was able to fall on it.
And we just had a first quarter update here that West Holmes already on top 20-0 over Worcester in the opening quarter. And we both got to see West Holmes a couple of weeks ago against this Tiger club. I think that they're a genuine Division IV title contender.
Yeah, I'd love to see the team that's going to beat them because they're going to have to be really good.
Big pop on Young as he tried to catch the edge. Owen staring him down. Keontae Bradley with the initial contact.
Lala Owens does a great job of bouncing that play outside. And Keontae Bradley breaks off his man while he was in coverage, comes up and makes a big stop.
Second down, Young to the sky. Got a man unmarked all alone on the outside. So a blown, busted coverage here by the Tiger D. And they're going to move the sticks on the connection to Neuenschwander.
Well, that's a nice throw by A.J. Young. Again, moving the pocket just a little bit, making it an easy rollout throw for him. A.J. Young, 4 for 6 tonight passing, really efficient. Up to 36 yards passing. Been very efficient night for A.J. Young, but always a threat to run, and that's what makes him difficult to guard against for this Tiger defense.
Ball on the ground, hops back up into the hands of the ball carrier. Scary play there for Lexington. But Landon Reese reclaims it and goes down after no gain on the play. Right back to the line of scrimmage.
And the Minutemen trying to play with some tempo, and the offensive lineman trying to come off the ball here, establish the run, mixing up short passes with the power running game, which is a good game plan against this Tiger defense if you can execute it. But A.J. Young is the key.
Flag comes in. It's going to potentially be another offsides against the Tigers.
Senior.
And it will be 5 more free yards for the Minutemen. It's their best offense right now. It's just Mansfield lining up in the neutral zone.
That is the third offsides penalty here in this opening quarter on the Tigers, and they are either lining up offsides or being extremely aggressive, and the officials are not giving them any leeway on that plane, and they're calling it every time.
Well blocked as the Tigers bring some pressure. They're going deep, and it's going to be too far for Fogle. Hit his fingertips, but he couldn't squeeze it.
Good coverage that time by Amaar Davis, who was covering Fogle on the deep post route.
Senior. Bring up.
Nice throw that time by A.J. Young. Just better coverage by the Tiger secondary.
One second showing on the clock here. This will be the last play of the opening quarter. Young with a single back, looking left, comes back right side. And he's got the completion for a first down. Caught on the far sideline by Crago to bring us to the end of the first. Started with some fireworks with the Tigers with the big score early. Things have kind of cooled off. We'll be back. Second quarter action on the way from Arlin Field.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
First and 10 for Lex. 5-yard pickup here to start off the second quarter.
He's down at the 46-yard.
Another nice pickup, and A.J. Young getting a little bit of a groove now.
5 of 8 so far for A.J. Young, and that time finds Cam Crago, and they're finding some holes in this Tiger secondary, and they're trying to take advantage and being aggressive, putting the ball in the air.
Second down, straight ahead, a couple more yards. It'll make it third and manageable here for the Minutemen offense.
Goes for Green on the carry. Picks up 1 yard up. That'll bring up 4 and 2.
So Lex looking to get it into Tiger territory for the first time this evening. Minute gone by here in the second. They'll need to have to break the 49-yard line here on their side of the field to move the chain gang. And Young's going to come near side, airs it out, and another completion to Crago. These two starting to get a good connection flowing.
Yeah, Cam Crago he's found the holes. He's been able to show himself and get open in this Tiger secondary. A.J. Young has been right on point.
42-yard line.
Again, 6 of 9 up to just under 50 yards. So the short passing game for the Lexington Minutemen, along with some power running, has allowed them to maintain this drive and now into Tiger territory.
First snap from the enemy side of the 50. And it's Newman getting tackled on the play by Kai Bradley. He just always has the nose for the football.
That time, Kai Bradley snipped out that power run right from the backside, the linebacker position, and he shot the gap and got his hands right on the foot of the ball carrier before he could get going. So great read, and he was able to get in the backfield and make that tackle before running back could get going.
Brings up 2nd and 10, Minutemen. 3 wide. Newman the lone back. From the pistol, Young to the left. Pump fake. Now he's got to roll out, and I think just threw that where no one could get it. Incomplete. 3rd and 10 on the way.
That time, Aaron Thornton came with great pressure on A.J. Young right away, made him roll out to his left, and, nobody was open, so Young just had to get rid of the football, but that is good pressure by Thornton coming in from the backside.
Thornton responsible for the only touchdown so far tonight. Maybe 4-down territory here for Lex, who want to take a timeout.
Lexington, second 10 on it.
We'll take a quick timeout ourselves. We'll be right back with a big 3rd and 10.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports services as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects. Check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
On 5-yard line. And as you mentioned, the Minutemen are loading the box here, trying to force the Tigers to throw the football against this man coverage, but trying to stop the run if they can.
Deep ball. Amaar's got a step. He's got the catch. He could be taking it for a house call. You can kiss him goodbye. Amaar Davis, 92 yards to the zone. Just had a 90-plus yarder last week against New Philly.
That is the risk you take playing man-to-man against the Tigers, no matter where they are on the field, they played straight up man-to-man. And Lexington has great athletes, but to play man-to-man against Amar Davis in space, Jackson Wyndham is a good athlete, but Amar Davis is on another level when it comes to just flat-out speed.
On the attempt at PAT, it's punt. And this one is through. So the Tigers go on top by 14 here at Arlin Field on homecoming night.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
And number 6, Hannah Newman.
Great start here for Mansfield Senior at home in this Richland County rivalry game. They lead at 14-zip. Lexington, I think, needing some type of a response here with this drive. Some points obviously would be huge, but this Tigers defense, they've been playing spectacular. This has been the backbone of the team all year, Effie, and right now they're definitely doing their job here in this rivalry matchup.
Right, and I think it's important for Lexington, like you said, they want to get something going, but I believe they got to get A.J. Young more involved in the running game, even though he's passed the ball well, but I think they got to utilize him more as a runner to open up this offense just a little bit.
Newman picks up a handful on first down. Second down and 5 coming up here for the Minutemen. Lex looking for their first OCC championship in quite a while, I think. At least 5-6 years right now. 2-3 on the season, but both those wins in the league. And this one just off the hands of Cam Crago.
I'll tell you, Cam Crago has been open quite a bit tonight. He's made some catches. He's dropped a few as well, but he's found himself open a few times, as we see here. He's again another one that hits him right in the hands, but he couldn't hang on, and now the Minutemen have a big third down. The last thing they want to do here is give the ball back to the Tiger offense with this type of momentum here in the first half.
Young steps, fires off the fingertips of Fogle, and it's a 3 and out for the Minutemen. No response here for the purple and gold. But there is a flag here on the near side. And it may be going against Mansfield. Looks like the offense staying out there, at least for the time being.
Well, we could hear the Tiger coaching staff yelling. They had 12 people on the field as in the Minutemen, but that flag came out late. So it'll be interesting to see what the call is here from the near side official.
Referees are still huddled up. Mansfield trotting on the punt return unit. They've determined that this one's going to be against the Minutemen. And instead, it's going to be the second time tonight that we're seeing a flag picked up. 7:55 to go here in the second quarter at fabulous Arlin Field. And Young punts it away. Dismuke not going to come up and fair catch this one. It takes a favorable Mansfield hop and comes to rest at the 39.
And that's a big defensive stand for the Tiger defense. Again, they get the 3 and out there again right after their offense scores a big play. So look for the Tiger offense to be aggressive on this drive.
Senior high offense with a chance to really put a stranglehold on this game here if they can get some points. And they'll start the drive with Brown. Cuts to the outside. Tried to make his move in. Got tripped up, but a nice gain. 9-yard pickup here to kick off the drive.
Well, and right away you can see at the beginning of this drive, the Lexington Minutemen pull a guy out of the box. They go to 2 high safeties. After you get beat deep, that tends to change your defensive philosophy. But what it does is opens up running lanes. So that's on Zion Brown. Is able to get a big gain on the off-tackle run play.
You see here on the replay, almost able to break it off. They'll give it to Brown again here on second down. He's got enough. Bursting into enemy territory. So a first down here for Mansfield as they're now at the Lexington 48.
Yeah, so Brian, a lot of times, football is a simple sport. It's a lot of times a numbers game, and that long pass, it forces the defense to adjust how they were playing. At first, we talked about the Minutemen putting extra guys loading the box, but after a big 94-yard pass play, now you play with 2 high safeties, which opens up some running lanes for the Tiger running backs.
Brown again for the third straight time hits a wall, maybe a yard on the play, as the interior defense of Lexington does their job.
Down. Tiger. But bring up 2nd and 9. 2 wide coverage.
From the gun, 2 running backs, 1 to each side of Reese. And I believe it's going to be Ricky Mills with his first carry of the night. Reaching forward out to about the 45. So again, not a lot of space there. Minutemen defense doing their job. They're going to force a 3rd and long for the Tigers.
Basic zone concept that time for the Tigers. They played with split backs, 2 backs in backfield that time. Trying to give Lexington a lot to look at in the backfield, but they played strong up front. And the Lexington Minutemen defensive front has done a good job holding up in the trenches on those inside run plays.
Reese with a clean pocket, steps up, throws deep, in stride, brought in by Bradley Keontes in for another Tiger touchdown.
That was a beautiful throw by Duke Reese. He placed that ball against some really good coverage there, but he placed it right on the upfield, outside shoulder like you're taught, and a great catch by Keontes Bradley, like you said, in stride for the Tiger touchdown.
Tiger fans, are you not entertained? Have we not been waiting for this all season long? We saw bursts in the first couple of weeks, but not anything quite like this. As Mansfield Senior doing their thing on homecoming night, leading 21-zip.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Sean Putt keeps it on the ground. It's a couple hops. Taken at the 20-yard line. And after some hard running, Lexington's going to set up shop here at the 35. Now, desperately needed some points, Effie. I said on the last drive that it'd be nice if they could come away with something. Trailing by 3 scores now on the road. 5 minutes to go here in this first half. Got to get some confidence rolling before you head into the break.
And right now, I think they got to get back to more of the play action and giving AJ Young run pass options in their offense, give him a chance to move the chains with his legs as well.
With the halftime show, and the announcement of the upcoming Marc and Queen will be made.
Young with play action on first down. Good looking setup here to the near side. Flag comes in late. Looking like this is going to go against Crago. After Cooper with the catch, at least now has a gain of 6.
Yeah, I think they're going to call that on the offense. But again, that's the type of plays they had success with early in the first quarter. Little play action, the rollout, the short rollout, and the short throw. Nice easy throw for AJ Young for a pickup, but it's going to come back for an illegal block.
Yeah, that was a tough one, seeing it there on the replay.
First and 15.
So they get backed up after the penalty. Newman, the nice stiff arm, but man, the Tigers, they got a whole bunch of friends all conjoining to make that stop. About 3 of them make it second and long.
Yeah, trying to run to the perimeter against the Tigers. If you're going to run to the perimeter, you've got to put your foot in the ground at some point and get upfield, because if you try to string out this defense, they are going to run you down. They're too fast and athletic.
Young scrambles, lobs it up deep, and Crago again. I think this got to go down as a drop. That was right there.
Again, Camp Crago finding a hole in the secondary. And AJ Young finding him. And again, now that would have been a tough catch, I think, for Crago, but one that I think he would think he could come up with, as he finds another hole in the Tiger secondary. Just can't come up with the catch.
.408 to go here before halftime. Minutemen break the huddle with trips here to the near side. Need 10 for the first down. Pressure coming up the middle. Bradley just ran over a guy. Flag is in. It's in the area of holding, as this one just thrown away by AJ, running for his life.
Mekhi Bradley came on the blitz that time, and the back tried to pick him up, and he just ran him over, and I think he just grabbed a hold of him, trying to stop him from getting the sack. So great aggressive play by Mekhi Bradley, which draws that penalty. Which is third for the Minutemen in this first half.
And actually, I'm a little surprised that Tiger staff electing to accept the penalty and back them up. It would be fourth down, or maybe if they declined it now. Okay. So Dismuke checks in. He's back deep to receive. Young has done a solid job punting so far tonight. AJ with 4 attempts, averaging a net of 31 a pop. But he's backed up the Tigers twice. Another good-looking punt. Here comes Nate with the catch. It blasted right after he caught it. The lid came off and everything. I think Mason Green with the hit.
Yeah, I think Nate Dismuke wanted to make a play here and return this punt, but Mason Green is having none of that this punt. But like I said, AJ Young's had a good night punting the football. But nonetheless, I got to give the ball back to the Tiger offense, who has played well. You know, listen to this stat line for Duke Reese: passing 2 for 7, 139 yards, at a touchdown, passing the football. So interesting stat line, but it's the big play ability of the Tigers that has been the weapon tonight.
Duke came into tonight with 7 touchdown passes, got some more here in this one. Here he is back to pass on first down, flushed out. Another hanky on the field as he just has to get rid of this one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're going to get a hold here as Duke rolls out to his right, which makes it difficult to see as a left-handed quarterback. But a lot of times when the offensive linemen are blocking and then you roll out, they just grab a hold of a guy. So that's going to put the Tigers back inside their own 20-yard line. Still first down.
First
14-yard penalty against the Tigers. So they got a lot of work to do to try to dig themselves out of this hole. They'll get out across the 20, but no more on about a pickup of 2 by Petty.
Right now, inside of 4 minutes to play. Tigers look like they're going to try to pick up the tempo here and on this second and long.
Duke's got a clean pocket. Now it collapses. He rolls out, had a guy wide open, but just could not get it into the hands of Petty.
Matt Petty broke open as he rolled out, but again, left-handed quarterback rolling it to his right. Just made that a difficult angle and difficult throw for him, and he just couldn't get enough on it to get it to Petty, who was wide open out in the flat.
One more look here. You see initially a lot of room, a lot of time back there for Reese, then just had to get rid of it, and Petty, it's a whole lot of green in front of him that he couldn't utilize. Three receivers to the near side. Duke looking to his right. He's got a scramble and throws this one out of bounds. Minutemen defense going to get off the field here. Fourth down.
And that's solid defense by the Minutemen that time. And they forced Duke Reese to roll out to his right all 3 times during that drive, which, you know, if you watch any video, you can see he struggles rolling out to his right as a left-handed quarterback and not able to get his shoulder square and just couldn't find anybody downfield with great pressure. That time by Matt Dwyer coming in, forcing Duke Reese to throw before he was ready.
Wow, how about that score? I'm sure you guys can hear it over the loudspeakers here. 41-0 West Holmes. Just creaming Worcester. And you got to think, as much as that can help your confidence as a team like Lexington, you come back in a fourth quarter like that. Boy, that's got to demoralize you too, Effie, as Browns fans know, when you just give it away at the end.
Right. It's one of those wins that, for if you're a Lexington fan, you'll certainly take the win. But Worcester is having their struggles. But we talked about it earlier, Brian. The team that's going to compete and beat West Holmes is going to have to be. They're going to have to be special anyway. So.
By that time, it's Richland.
Oh, and how about the Crestview Cougars on top of Lucas at the half, 10-zip. Cubs in danger of falling to 500. When was the last time that happened in this Scott Spittler era? Certainly this late in the season, it hasn't. Owens is in to punt this one away. The return man right at midfield for the Minutemen. And again, it's just a putrid punt. Hits at the Tiger 40, spins back and touchdown. So excellent field position coming up here for Lexington. They've got 2:54 to play with and a chance to really get themselves back into the game with a touchdown.
So, that's a perfect situation for the Minutemen here. They're inside of 3 minutes. They get the ball at the Tiger 36. And the Tigers go back to their traditional punting formation, which has given them trouble this year. And as you can, and we had an opportunity to see why. But it gives the Minutemen a big opportunity here to get some points on the board before halftime.
Young brings a man in motion. And the ball's loose on the ground. Ricky Mills, the first one there. Tigers force yet another turnover. And this dude's just awesome, man. He brings the juice all over the field.
Yeah, Ricky Mills always seems to be in the right place at the right time. That time, the Minutemen looked to do a little bit too much ball handling in the backfield. I think they faked a jet sweep and tried to fake the ball there, and a little bit too much ball handling. And the ball comes loose. Ricky Mills right on top of it.
So Ricky get the ball back here for Mansfield Senior. 2:48 to go in this opening half. Tigers have scored off of a punt return. Had a huge pass from Reese that went to Amaar Davis for 94 yards. Another one to Bradley. I think that's his only 2 completions tonight. 2 for 9. It's Brown here on first down. Picks up 2.
They've been aggressive downfield, but as you can see, the Lexington Minutemen secondary are giving a lot of space here to these Tiger receivers here at the end of the quarter.
Lexington just rushes 3. And Reese to the air. Miscommunication, I assume, amongst the wide receivers. A couple of them bumped into each other. It's third down.
And that's where Duke Reese is more at his strength, rolling out to his left. And that time we had 2 Tigers in the same area, just a miscommunication. But he's a much more effective passer rolling to his left as a left-handed quarterback.
Again, Lex just brings 3. It's open over the middle. Dismuke with a one-handed snare. All the way down to the 20. Wow.
Yeah, I think we can add another play to our potential plays of the year here, Brian. This is a tremendous catch by Dismuke.
Yeah, we got to see this one again as the Tigers getting up to the line of scrimmage quick, but damn, what a catch. That time by Nate.
Gain of 37 yards.
And then some nice hack afterwards. So a huge third down pickup for Mansfield. Zion back to the ground game. Another gain of about 2. And a timeout on the field taken by Mansfield. Clock stops with 1:42 showing. And I think even though there hasn't been a ton of big completions, well, I should say all the completions have been big, just hasn't been a lot of them. This is at least exciting for Mansfield to see 3 different playmakers all come through with some extraordinary different style and versions of explosive plays here, Effie.
And I think, what the Minutemen defense, the way they play, they give you opportunities to make big plays because they play so much man-to-man defense. They'll give you the low percentage throws, which essentially those deep passes are low percentage. But the Tigers have been effective. Duke Reese, like you said, hasn't had many completions, but all the completions have been big plays tonight. Three completions out of 11, 176 yards in the first half of Duke Reese.
He's got Petty in the backfield. He's going to roll here near side to the zone. Touchdown, Dismuke. Reese again into the end zone with his 3rd tutty of the night, almost at 200 yards.
Nate Dismuke was open twice during his route. I think Duke Reese missed him the first time, and then he kept working to get open and found him on the second try. So that is a great effort by Nate Dismuke, and a really good play by Duke Reese.
And this one up and pure, so 4 for 4 is Sean Punt now on PAT attempts. And Mansfield almost into running clock territory here. And I think the flag that's on the field is against Lexington. Looked like they had a couple kids jump early.
Well, and like you said, this is a great opportunity for the Tigers to get some confidence for Duke Reese. Offensively, they have unleashed their big playmakers here in this game. And, the coaches talked this week about this potentially being a get-well game for them. They haven't, even though they got the win against New Philadelphia, they haven't really played well in a few weeks. So this had the potential of being a get-well game for the Tigers, and they're taking advantage right now.
I think they're going to try to take advantage of the penalty yardage, too, and line up and go for 2 here, Effie. They will. They're going to take the point off the board. So 27-0 Mansfield, and they are going to go for 2.
Yeah. And if I was a betting man, I see Ricky Mills in the game, and generally he doesn't come into the game without getting football on the goal line.
Had a couple of touchdowns last week. Leads the squad in rushing scores so far in the season. Full house backfield. They've got Bradley in as a lead blocker. They'll run in behind him. Ricky stood up at the line, and he's going to be short. Second effort, he's definitely in there. But they're going to say that his momentum was stopped shy of the goal line.
Yeah, they called his momentum stop, in my opinion, a little bit early. Mekhi Bradley, after being a lead blocker, as you'll see here, Mekhi Bradley, after being a lead blocker, turns back around and watch this push he gives for a second effort and gets Mills into the end zone, but the officials said his forward momentum was stopped already.
So the gamble doesn't pay off for the Tigers. They take the point off the board. And it's 27-0 now, but still firmly in control here at home. Looking solid, and they've definitely dominated this rivalry here in recent years. Even when Mr. Football, Cade Stover, was here. It's the last time that the Minutemen were able to defeat the Tigers a few years ago. Exciting to see what Cade's doing at Ohio State, man. He's making some big plays all of a sudden.
I love seeing that. That is really great to see for such a great kid, great family. And I know the Lexington fans, I was listening to a radio broadcast, and they announced that he was from Mansfield, Lexington High School. So
that's going to grind some gears, ain't it?
I'm sure some people weren't happy with that, but nonetheless, really proud of Cade and what he's able to do for that Buckeye offense.
Another flag here. Had plenty of laundry tonight. Hopefully they brought enough detergent, Effie. I mean, my goodness. What are we looking at? 8 total penalties so far. 75 combined yards. 55 of those belonging to senior high. And this one's going to go against Lex, though. A hold on the return.
So offensively, Lexington has not been able to get much going. Total of 62 yards here in the first half. Just can't seem to get the running game going. They've had some opportunities in the passing game, but haven't been able to connect with the consistency that they would like. So Lexington has a lot to work through as we go into halftime here with their last drive.
There's Newman lowering his shoulder. Didn't collect a whole lot of yardage, though. Maybe 2 on the gain as the clock's still running down to $1:12 to go. And this is, it's a tough spot here for Lexington. Short time. You haven't had a whole lot of success, obviously, offensively. So they're probably content to go into the half. Not in a deeper hole, but at the same time, you kind of want to get aggressive. And they're down to just 50 seconds.
And of course, you got ball hawks in the secondary for the Tigers, so you want to be careful putting the ball in the air. And they've already had 2 turnovers on the ground. So, like I said, you don't want to go in a deeper hole than you are right now.
So it's a Tiger timeout here. And they've still got, that was their last one, actually. So Lexington can get off the field if they just run one play. I'm going to assume this is going to be a running play and just trying to get into the break now here. You're at your own 17, backed up, hasn't really gone your way, live to fight another half.
Yeah, absolutely. What the last thing you want to do is give the Tigers another opportunity, even if it's just one play. I wouldn't want to give them another opportunity. So I expect Lexington to just run this football.
At halftime tonight, homecoming, of course. I have some coverage of the Mansfield court out here. Let you know who the king and queen are for the 2022 school year. As Green carries out across the 20, gain of 3, clock running down to 30. And Lexington likely just going to take it here into the half, lick their wounds, and see if they can't get something more going in the second. But the Tigers been cooking so far, and a very happy offensive coordinator just walked out onto the field, seen some big smiles. And even though they haven't been able to string together like big, long drives, they've had the explosive plays, and that's all that's mattered so far.
Well, it's the big play capability for the Tigers that's been on display. They've got weapons. They've been using them this first half.
So we are at the break, 27-7 TY on top here for the Richland County rivals. We'll be back with the homecoming festivities and the halftime band show. Keep it here. It's live, it's free, and it's only on the OH Report.
It's halftime, and you know what that means. We've got stats, analysis, and oh yeah, the band show's on the way next.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects, check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
What's up, America? Brian Skowronski here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH Report. It's halftime. We've got stat analysis and banter.
Turf Center, a leader.
The band is led on the field by Field Commander Richland County. Tonight, the Band of Gold will be performing their 2022 OMPA competition show entitled It's About Time, featuring clarinet soloist Jen Covell and trumpet trio members Andrew Lloyd, Jacob Moore, and Caroline Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lexington band of soul. Good luck to the band as they travel to Pickerington High School North for the Pickerington Band Festival tomorrow night. The band will both perform at 7:45. Good luck, band. The director and staff, thank you for your support. The Lexington Band of Gold has established a reputation of one of Ohio's most consistently successful marching groups, qualifying for the OH.REPORT State Marching Band Finals every year since 1987 and achieving 32 state superior ratings in that time span. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the start line. 2022-23 Mansfield Senior High Tigers homecoming king and queen in their court. First member of our homecoming court is freshman. Next, we have freshman Ohio Barber, who's scored by Lauren Barber and his father Khalid Jr. Now introducing sophomore Cindy Rizzo, who's been escorted by her mother and father Sarah and Stephen Rizzo. Next up for sophomores is Griffin DeVolt, who's been escorted by his mother and father Holly and Brian DeVolt. Now on the junior. Hannah Rush has been escorted by her father, Stephen Wayne Rush. Next is junior CJ Javier, who's been escorted by his mother and father, Jackie and Lenny Javier. Now we have junior Ariana Morel, who's escorted by her mother and father, Michelle and Roger Morel. Finally, for the juniors, we welcome Amaar Thomas. Amaar is escorted by his mother, Kiana Thomas, and Amaar Corbin. And now, let's meet the senior attendants for the 2022 Mansfield Senior High Homecoming Course. First, welcome Beyonce People. Beyonce is being escorted by her mother, Monica Long, and her father, Quincy People. Coming up next for the seniors, we have Nathaniel Harvey. Mother, senior attendants to Maria Bullock. Maria is escorted by her parents, Deanna McContrell and Kevin Jenkinson, as well as Trent. Now we have Isaiah Davis. He is being escorted by his brother. And Kieran Phillips, Megan Phillips.
Now we have Gary on camera. Gary on is scored by his mother, Vivian Young, his father, Arnell Cameron. Senior Giselle Martinez, scored by her mother, Britt. Coney for the senior attendance, we have Damarion Jones. DJ is scored by his mother, Maria Boyd. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. Please stand and give a round of applause for welcome our 2022 homecoming king and queen. Congratulations to our king, Bradley. Buckeye is escorted by his mom, Erica Bradley, his grandma, Mary Reed, and his aunt, Summer Tolan. And to our queen, Zykia Mann. Zykia is escorted by her grandparents, Vanessa Chapman, Roosevelt Mann, as well as her three sisters, Daisy Mann, Zykia Mann, and Walker. A round of applause for our 2022 homecoming king and queen and their court.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Second half action just about set to begin here at Arlin Field, where Mansfield Senior looking supreme so far here on homecoming night. And one of their own, the king of the festivities, Mr. James. Pretty cool to see Kai Bradley out there wearing the big crown. I like it.
Kai Bradley named homecoming king this year, and just outside of just being a excellent football player, Makai's a great kid, and loved by his classmates. Clearly, they voted him homecoming king, but just the Bradley name around Mansfield means a lot, and those guys they're superstars in that building. So it was no surprise to me that he was named homecoming king.
Here's your halftime stats presented by the Coney Island Diner. And just a lot of explosive plays for Mansfield, kind of leading the way. Of those 195 pass yards, just 4 completions. That's all that Duke Reese needed. 261 total yards for the Tigers, who have not turned it over. They were able to cash in on a turnover on the first play of the game in the opening kickoff. That's kind of the night that it's been so far for Lexington on the road.
And it's been a tough one for Lexington. They have not been able to get anything going, just 69 total yards of offense. And like you said, the 2 turnovers, and now they have to kick off to this Tiger offense, who is playing with great rhythm and momentum. It's just going to be important for them to get a stop. First, they got to get Amaar Davis on the ground on this kickoff return.
After the Davis return, get our first look at the Tigers' offense here in this second half. And while there's been times during the season that the offense hasn't been clicking, I thought that they would at least have what we saw in the first half every week, at least a couple of those. They certainly had that be the case last week against New Philly, where the 90-plus yard touchdown by Amaar sealed the deal. The previous 2 weeks, great competition. They didn't have so much luck, but I think this is a Tiger offensive threat and attack that we can expect to see moving forward. Big plays by all these supremely gifted athletes. Here's another one. Nate Dismuke. Another one. Could it be a house call here to start off the second half? It will. 65 yards to the zone. Bye-bye.
Wow. Nate Dismuke with a, number one, good catch, but a great one-on-one move there in the open space to beat his man and just took off for the touchdown. It's tough. Lexington is inviting, the reason why we didn't see this with a lot of teams, not many teams will play man-to-man. This is what they call cover 0. No safety help. It is just man on man all across the board. They come out with 4 wides and 7 guys in the box, 4 guys guarding 4. If one guy misses, it's a house call, and there you go.
The extra point by Putt is put on as we're watching the replay of Dismuke down the sideline all the way to the crib and then swimming his way in the end zone. I mean, Tigers having a whole lot of fun, and they should be. We got a running clock scenario here, just 20-plus seconds here into the second half.
Well, and Coach Bradley and the coaching staff, done a great job. They understood that this could be a big night for their receivers, just based on the way that the Minutemen play in the secondary. But the offensive line had to hold up and give Duke Reese time, which they have done a great job of that. And Duke Reese has identified his matchups, and he's been confident in his throws tonight. And, as you can see, his stat line, he's got 260 yards passing here just a little bit into the second half. 326 total yards for the Tigers already.
So senior high cooking. Lexington came into the game hot. Back-to-back wins for the purple and gold. Getting shut out, though, here on the road, which was the case against Worcester last Friday night before they just exploded in that fourth quarter. 22 points, went for the 2-point conversion and the win with under a minute to go. So you got to give them a lot of credit for having the guts and the courage to do that. 2-0 in the conference coming in here, but it looks like they're going to be knocked off the top of the OCC standings with a big loss here.
And the Minutemen are a young unit. They are playing with a number of freshmen and sophomores, and you and I were talking about it earlier. It's it's so tough, even if you got gifted freshmen, and they've got some. Brandon Fogel is a really gifted athlete, but they've got some gifted young guys. But trying to compete at the varsity level as a freshman, even if you're good, is really tough.
Design quarterback run all the way. Young pushed out of bounds violently here in front of the Tiger bench after a gain of maybe 2.
And I think that's what the Minutemen wanted to try to do a little bit more of, getting A.J. Young involved in the running game, try to give this Tiger defense something to look at. They are so aggressive and fast to the football. It just makes it tough to get upfield.
Again, it's going to be AJ. This time he breaks the pocket. He's got plenty of room to roam, and he's going to pick up a first down all the way out to the 47.
Coach Bradley talked about, A.J. Young being what he thinks is their biggest threat on offense with his legs and his ability to get outside the pocket and make plays. And we're seeing that, and the Minutemen are saying, look, this is how they're going to attack this second half, using all their weapons, and A.J. Young being one of those primary weapons.
Beautiful fake this time by AJ, and he's going to slide down after a nice gain. So it looks like the offense now just go, AJ. Go cook, buddy.
Right. Like we talked about earlier, that sometimes football is not a tough game. You find the matchup that you want, and you keep exploiting it until the defense adjusts, and then you find another matchup. And right now, the quarterback run, the read option has been good to them here this drive, as they got a second and short here to deal with.
Young looking for someone and just rifles it downfield. Incomplete. No one available that time. Great coverage by the Tigers.
Tigers that time were really disciplined, and a lot of times when you see A.J. Young get outside the pocket, a lot of times you'll see a guy try to break off of his coverage to come and make the play, and that's where A.J. Young could make an easy pass. But that time Tigers stayed back in coverage, and A.J. Young had nowhere to go, so he just had to throw it away that time.
Clock running, 8:23 and counting. Tigers bring the blitz. Way out of the reach for Fogel. Didn't even really try to go for it. Solid covers on the play by Bradley, and it's going to be 4th down. And we'll see if, running clock, and may as well keep the offense on the field, but here comes the punt unit.
Surprising call, but nonetheless, I think that was a positive drive for Lexington and specifically for A.J. Young. But they have done a good job. A.J. Young has done a good job punting and pinning the Tiger offense on a couple of occasions. Maybe they want to try to do that again.
AJ with a spiraling punt takes a dirty hop. Lexington almost was able to keep it in the field of play, but it's going to be a touchback here. So the Tigers going to get the football at the 20-yard line, already leading 34-0. And they're 1 for 1 with touchdowns on their drive so far here in the second half. See if they can keep it up.
Right now it's important that the Tigers on this drive, they want to have a clean drive, no penalties, get positive yardage, try to eat some clock and get out of here healthy with the win and get ready for next week. That's probably what the outside goal has to be moving forward.
They're going to flip it out here. Just see if Amaar Davis can make something happen, and guess what? That boy's a burner. Not going to take it all the way to the crib this time, but he got at least 60 on it.
Again, a great one-on-one move by Amaar Davis. He catches the ball short on the bubble screen, makes the guy miss at the line of scrimmage, and then just turns on the Jets. And I'm going to be honest, Brian, I thought he was going to take this one. But a great effort by Carter Newman to stay with it and not give up on the play.
So it's another Mechanics Bank first down here for Mansfield. Back in scoring position. This one behind Davis. Incomplete. Trying to reach back and snare that one. Would have been a really tough catch.
So now one thing I've noticed now with the Lexington Minutemen defensive front, they're now playing with safeties. They are bracket coverage on Nate Dismuke, who has had a great night receiving. He's got a safety over top and a corner playing underneath. So they have gotten out of the man-to-man, but now they're back into the man-to-man defensive coverage, trying to get some pressure here in the backfield.
The flip out to Petty makes a move inside. Dismuke with the block. Tigers offense is rocking and rolling right now.
And sometimes as a defense, you just try to guess right. And that time, I think the Lexington defense guessed wrong. They had a heavy blitz coming up the middle, and Tigers ran a pitch sweep to the perimeter, and a big game for Zarian Brown.
From the pistol, Reese to the end zone, behind Owens, but he adjusts, dropped the football. It was a back shoulder throw. Just missed on the connection, but I like the creativity and the thought.
Yeah, that ball, that was a perfect throw. A back shoulder throw hit Lala Owens right on the back number, and he just couldn't hang on. And I think he caught it. He just couldn't survive the impact of the ground, is what they say in the NFL. But that was an excellent throw by Duke Reese.
So second down now. Tigers look over to the sideline as they potentially going to adjust the play. Got Petty in as the lone back. He's got the give, fighting for yardage and reaching near the goal line down at the 2.
Good hard run that time by Petty. They right now have the Lexington Minutemen defense reeling right now as they step inside the 5-yard line. And the Tigers bring in their heavy package with Ricky Mills and Mekhi Bradley in the backfield.
Third down and goal here for Mansfield. Mills down in a 3-point stance. They'll give it to him all the way, and he'll get in there. Touchdown, Ricky.
Nice power run off tackle. Ricky Mills goes in untouched on the goal line. Great push by the offensive line. Just a demoralizing drive that time by the Tiger offense.
Sean Putt's been perfect on the night, and he continues that streak. It's good. 41 zip is the count. We'll step aside. It's all Tigers with 3:28 to go here in the third.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own.
Mansfield Senior with an avalanche here in the second half. 41-0 TY out in front on homecoming night. It's exactly what you want for the home crowd. Big one here on hand as well for Mansfield. Really been packing this place out so far this season. You can tell that this is a Tiger team that the community is getting behind. Effie, they're embracing them, and right now they're putting on a show.
Absolutely. And like you talked about earlier, Brian, this is the type of big play capability that we've been expecting from the Tigers all year long. But tonight's game, as we see A.J. Young's pass go out of bounds, tonight's game, they put a lot of those weapons on display and opened up this Tiger offense was what a lot of Tiger fans been waiting to see from this quarterback, Duke Reese, and this Tiger offensive group of weapons who can pretty much, those guys can beat anybody man-to-man. So, Lexington comes in playing strictly man-to-man, no help over the top. That opens up a lot of opportunities for big play guys.
From the gun, Young just going to toss it here near side to Carter Newman. He's been pretty quiet so far this evening. And he throws a stiff arm forced out of bounds here, shy of midfield, but that's his 10th carry so far, Effie, and he doesn't even have 20 yards yet. So Carter came in at one of the big play threats. Hasn't been that so far here tonight for Lex.
And one of the things about the Tiger defense is they do an outstanding job of stopping the run. And the teams that have been successful against them are the ones who have been able to mix in the deep passing threat and the run. And what Lex has not been able to do consistently is push the ball down the field. And because of that, the Tiger defense has been able to lock in on the running game.
Third down, man comes in motion, high snap, flag flies, and this one's going to go against Lex. Seen a lot of pre-snap penalties against the Tigers so far tonight. The defense definitely doing its job. Minutemen just with 92 total yards right now for the game and a couple of takeaways for the Tiger defense.
The Tiger defense is they forced Lexington to be, play left-handed, so to speak, just do things that's not their strength, and that's what good defenses do. They force you to go to your second or third option, and most teams just aren't very good at that.
Third down and 10, a lot of heat coming from the backside. Look at Young, weaves his way, throws it up. He's got a big completion. We saw these two connect a lot in the first half, and now here's Crago with another big leaping grab.
And Crago has been open a lot tonight, and he's dropped a couple balls, but that time he went up and high-pointed that ball. Great catch for a big first down play for the Minutemen.
It's all set up by the scrambling ability here of Young to make that all happen. On first down, straight ahead carry. It's Mason Green, 5'10 junior. Pile driving his way forward, and that's going to take us to the end of the third. Mansfield Senior cruising. 41-point lead.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports services as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects, check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center.
It's money time. Fourth quarter action underway, and the Tigers thought that they were able to strip it in. We're going to make another lengthy trip into the end zone. Instead, the officials say it's down, and it's going to be just a couple-yard pickup here for the Minutemen. I'm Brian Skowronski. Effie James is with me on the call here tonight from Arlin Field. Beautiful fall night, and, you know, when fall arrives, Effie, it kicks the door shut on summer immediately. I mean, it's sweater weather, buddy. This is crazy.
Immediately, right away, we go from, I think it was 85 earlier this week, I think, and now I'm looking at, okay, what jacket am I going to wear this morning?
It's been all Tigers here tonight. New quarterback into the game now for Lex, Dylan Jamison. And his first pass is it caught? I think they're saying incomplete. Had Fogel. And be 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, you're starting to see a few backups filter in here for both teams. As you said, we have the running clock, just more than 10 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. But right now, what the Minutemen want to do is just to stay positive. Right now, as a coach, you're looking for your kids to keep playing hard. You don't want to see anybody giving up and not playing with any effort. So it's character time for the Minutemen here in the fourth quarter.
Jamison showing a little shake and bake there as he gets about a yard shy of what they needed to keep the drive alive, or at least a first down. So obviously 4-down territory here. Minutemen need about a yard here. They can pick up a first at the 11.
You know, and this is the type of play, fourth and short. You know, you see Ricky Mills still in the game for the Tigers. This is where he makes a living getting in the backfield, trying to stop these type of plays. So this is a big opportunity for the Minutemen, also for the Tigers to get off the field here on 4th down.
And Senior High doing their thing, coming up with a stop. And, you know, you keep your starters out there because they're pitching the shutout, of course, Effie. They've held them to just 137 yards, and they want to close this out and send Lexington back down Lex Spring Mill Road to their place with no points on the night.
All right, every defense loves a shutout, no matter who's playing. Every defense wants that shutout, so that's a big stop on 4th down. And we're going to see, we're still seeing Tiger starters here on the offensive end. Duke Reese will bring out the offensive unit on 1st down, just inside the 15.
A little surprising to see Mansfield starters out there offensively. Rolling up over 400 yards so far up to this point, and they've got 4 wide, 3 receivers here to the near side. Just about everybody in the pass-catching game has made a big impact, except for a couple. So maybe they're going to make sure that everyone gets their fill. Instead, it's going to be Brown, though, met at the line of scrimmage and no gain.
Right now, with the running clock, you see the Tigers trying to run the football, and again, just trying to get out of here healthy. You know, it's important this time of year. The weather's starting to change. You're going into league play, big game against Ashland next week. You just don't want anything fluky to happen here at the end of this game when you played so well offensively.
Reese takes the snap, turns. He's going to throw it out to Davis. A little wiggle. And tackled real hard like a wrestler. And that's the type of stuff I don't like seeing when I'm up 40 points in 8 minutes in a running clock.
That's exactly what we don't want to see, is our star receiver get body slammed when you're up 41 points here. And, right now Lexington, got a lot of frustration pinned up. And what they don't want to see is the Tigers drive this ball down and get any more points.
Clock rolling, 7:35 remaining here at Arlin Field. And Reese just going to pitch it. Nice cut inside. And it's still going to be 4th down after the run by Isaiah Darson.
And, one of the things that as the Minutemen defense force to stop and the Tigers are going to punt here is, you don't want to have any mistakes. Of course, you don't want a turnover in that space, but you just want to end the game on a positive note. And like you said, we saw Amaar Davis get picked up in body slam there on that last play. And I would venture to say that was the last series for Tiger offensive starters.
Got a flag here coming in at midfield. Must be a delay of game against the Tigers. And you know what? This is something that I noticed 2 years ago when they implemented the running clock. If Mansfield Senior wants to, they can continue to take delay of games and the game will end.
Right.
And I haven't seen anybody do it yet. I'd like to see Choke just do it. Why not? What are you gaining by punting here?
Well, the thing is, I get what you're saying, but, one thing about these league games that I've learned in years of coaching is everything comes back around. It always does. And whether you're running up to score, somebody feels like you're running up to score, or you're playing a little gamesmanship, at some point the shoe gets flipped. And, so you've got to handle those situations kind of delicately when you're up big in these type of rivalry games.
Fair enough. Spoken like a true educator. I want to thank all of tonight's generous sponsors for help bringing you the coverage live and free, including Marc Lamoreaux, State Farm agent, proudly serving the Mansfield area for 22 years. Ohio Health, presented by the Cancer experts at Ohio Health. Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more. Old Mill Lake, located by Charles Mills Lake, has your game day covered with pizza, wings, and more. Also, give Old Mill Lake a call for all your deer processing needs this hunting season. Mechanics Bank, that's better. Charter Next Gen, hiring for high-paying jobs in a cutting-edge environment. And North Central State College, providing individuals with the knowledge, skills, and inspiration to succeed in their chosen paths. Park National Bank, where you mean more. And Maumee Bay Turf Center. At Maumee Bay Turf, it's simple. We build better. Tigers clearly built a better game plan here tonight, as they've got Lexington quadrupled up in terms of total yardage. And Lex likely just trying to get out of here alive. Effie, 5 minutes, 14 seconds ago, it's clicking down. But, man, you'd sure love to get a touchdown before you leave.
Yeah, I know they would, but more importantly, they want to leave healthy. And as we see here, a lot of the Tiger JV players are rotating in here defensively. Same thing for the Lexington Minutemen, but make no question, they certainly would like to put some points on the board here before they leave.
Wild snap handled and thrown. Bradley looked like he was getting interfered with by Fogel. Just kind of grabbed the back of his jersey. Wise plays, it's batted down and just makes it third.
Well, they were setting up the shovel pass, and Brandon Fogel was downfield blocking actually, and the Tiger defensive lineman had just blew up the shovel pass at the line of scrimmage. So the quarterback just decided to throw it anyway at Brandon Fogel at the back of his helmet while he was trying to block. So you see the Tigers just blow up the shovel pass, and there was nowhere to go for the quarterback.
It's been quite the performance by this TY Tiger defense so far tonight. Giving up just 87 pass yards, 48 on the ground. Lexington going to burn a timeout. Clock comes to a stop with 4:01 to go. Let you folks know we got coming up later tonight. It's the Friday Night Pigskin at 11:30, hosted by yours truly, along with the rest of the OH Report gang. We've got all the highlights from around the area, scores from all 5 of the conferences that we cover, interviews, analysis with the great Eric Will, and so much more. That's all live at 11:30 tonight. On Mondays, you can catch us on the OH Report video podcast. Streams free on YouTube and Facebook. And then also Stat Leaders, becoming a big viewed segment that we have on the OH Report. That drops every Thursday. See who the best of the best is in terms of numbers in our area. And there's some big numbers as Braden Fogel finally gets loose into the secondary with a big catch.
Well, that time the Tigers ran in Keontae Bradley late. They saw Brandon Fogel was still in the game. So they brought in Keontae to cover him, and Brandon Fogel got a great burst off the line and made a really good catch against decent coverage there by Bradley. But this is a great catch by Brandon Fogel, who had to come back and find the football. And makes a good catch just inside the 30.
So it's a fresh set. Minutemen knocking on the door here for a score, and another lob, this time busted up at the last second. Jameson's pass knocked down by Ty Pickett, freshman.
Ty Pickett does a great job here in coverage. He's playing man-to-man to the outside and located the football and knocked it down against Cam Crago, who's had a really good game. Just hasn't brought in as many catches as I'm sure he'd like, but he's been open in the Tiger secondary. So a great play that time by Ty Pickett.
Down to 2:20 to go. Jameson directing traffic. And he's going to get driven backwards. Big stick right there by Dalen McGinney.
Dalen McGinney, big hit. And, this is a part of the game where it's a bit of the preview of tomorrow morning's JV contest, where you see a lot of the JV guys getting an opportunity to play in the Friday night lights. And, these are moments that, you just don't forget as a young player. The game might be out of hand, but for a lot of these guys, this is a big-time moment for them, and their families get to see them play under the lights.
Back to pass, pressure in the face. They lob it, and it's almost intercepted. Again, trying to attack Bradley, who's still in the game. And that'll bring up 4th down.
The great coverage every time by Keontae Bradley, who was step for step with Brandon Fogel. And again, like you said, Minutemen just trying to get some points on the board here. And they're going to attempt a field goal, and the Tiger varsity block unit is back on the field trying to preserve the shutout.
What do you think about the move here, Effie, kicking the field goal? Well, we'll see if it goes in first. It's going to get blocked by Bradley, and it doesn't matter. So you don't have to answer if you don't want.
Well, it's so important. Defenses play with a lot of pride, and certainly this Tiger defense has a lot of pride in preserving that shutout. It means a lot to these players and certainly those coaches as well. But it looks like they're going to get a unsportsmanlike penalty against the Tigers after the play. It was a dead ball, so it'll be Tiger football, and they'll mark the penalty off here from that spot.
So it'll be excessive celebration against Mansfield Senior. They'll be backed up at about their own 15 here, but just got to nail the ball down one time, and they will get out of here with a big victory, a rivalry win over an OCC foe, and stay within a game of West Holmes at the top of the standings, who was just absolutely taking Worcester to the woodshed tonight. Last 25 seconds of the game are yours, F. What we just see here.
Well, what we saw is a Tiger team who came really focused, had a great game plan against the Lexington Minutemen, and as you spoke about before, a lot of the weapons were unleashed tonight for the Tiger offense. They showed great balance tonight, 420 total yards, 313 passing yards for Duke Reese. No, this Tiger, it was all about the Tiger offense tonight, and also you can't have a shutout without talking about the defense. It's a well-rounded game by the entire Tiger team tonight.
Drop us a comment. Let us know who should be the Ohio Health Player of the Game, and we'll have them for an interview coming up right on the other side of the break. Keep it here.
The game may be over, but our broadcast is far from. We've got stats, analysis, and our MVP interview coming up right after this short commercial break.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects. Check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
back with our Ohio Health Player of the Game, sophomore wideout Nate Dispute. Nate, talk about, you had 3 receptions, 121 yards tonight, 2 big touchdowns. Talk about the preparation this week, knowing that Lexington rival was coming in. How do you guys prepare for the game?
They can't
And remember, that's one of the things that I looked at. They played a lot of man-to-man coverage, so that was something you guys noticed early in the week that you were going to try to exploit is their man-to-man coverage.
Yeah, we put in really helped take advantage of that man coverage, and we knew we were going to take the top off and then try to get the run game going.
So as you guys, this is a big conference win for you guys, getting back on the winning track, and your offense seems like this is something that Tiger fans have been looking to see, the big plays. Is this something that you guys are looking to get more of, big plays down the field, pass plays for you and the other wideouts?
Yes, sir. We've been trying to get big plays since week 1 against Norwalk, and I feel like we did that, but like in the next week 2, week 3, I feel like we came out flat and we just didn't do what we should have been doing.
So going into next week, you got a big game against Ashland, another conference opponent. Going into that game, what are some of the things that you guys as an offense are going to try to get better at? What are some of the things that you are going to try to improve on as an offense going into the game against Ashland?
We want to get the run game going early, super early, first half. But yeah, I think that's all we really need to work on. That's about it.
And you're a 10th grader and playing here in Friday Night Lights, and how have you been able to adjust to playing the varsity game? Has it been a big step for you coming from freshman to playing varsity? How have you adjusted so quickly?
I feel like I came out. I didn't do that good. The first couple weeks, it was hard. It was way quicker than JV. But I feel like now I got the hang of it, and I'm doing way better.
Well, you certainly had an excellent game tonight. Once again, our Ohio Health Player of the Game, sophomore wideout Nate Dispute, 3 receptions, 121 yards, 2 big touchdowns. Congratulations, Nate, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
I'm Travis Big League Berardi. Catch me every week with my Country Roads rankings. We'll go over the small school top 10 football schools here in the area.
To wrap things up here from Arlin Field, Mansfield Senior, a lot of smiles out there on some Tiger faces, of course, who just put on a big performance here at home, homecoming night, and they cruise over their Richland County OCC rival Lexington 41-zip. I'm Brian Skowronski, Effie James joining me as well, and let's go ahead and dive into the final stats of the night presented by the Coney Island Diner. Tigers got them doubled up, caused a couple of turnovers. They still had some penalty problems, Effie, but the explosive plays were there. And I know that this is something that I feel like they can build on and just get their playmakers the ball, throw it up sometimes. I think Duke Reese may be figuring that out now.
Yeah, and I think like we talked about before the game, this had the potential to be a get-well game for the Tigers where they can put their offense weapons on display. They can really open up the offense, and that's what they did tonight. 409 total yards, and like you said, one thing they're going to look at, cleaning up the penalties. That certainly will come back to bite them in other games, but overall, just a really complete night for the Tigers. The defense pitches a shutout, holding the Minutemen to 170 total yards. So it's all smiles for the Tiger locker room tonight, but they know they have a big test coming in next week, or going over to Ashland next week.
Yeah, I believe the Arrow's a winner tonight, so let's go ahead and take a look at what is on the horizon for both of these squads. Ashland and Mansfield will both be 4-2. Lexington got to host that buzzsaw of West Holmes. Everyone in the conference is going to have to run into them at some point, but that team clearly looks like they are on a crash course for 10-0, if not a whole lot more in 0 on the season. They are absolutely dynamite, so just give me some final thoughts here, Effie, on what we saw here tonight and moving forward for both of these teams. What's your expectations?
Well, one thing I know for the Tigers, they want to build on this win. They want to get that confidence in their offense and have their defense continue to play solid. They've been solid all year. So the Tigers is just about consistency and growing from this win. For the Minutemen, it's about growing as a team. They're a young team. They're playing with a lot of freshmen and sophomores. They have just got to build and try to establish a culture. They've got new coaching staff. They've got a solid coaching staff. They just want to establish something and try to make positives out of every situation and learn from them.
So there you have it from the Tiger legend himself, Effie James, as he watches his guys roll tonight 41-0. I want to thank all of our generous sponsors for help bringing you the coverage live and free here this evening. And thank my awesome staff as well, Adam Thompson, who puts together all the graphics for you guys, Jory Hollenbeck, our camera lady. I'm Brian Skowronski for Effie James, saying so long from Arlin Field.